Miss Strong, I take it you're willing to consider a ceasefire?
I just want to hear what you have to say.
It's quite simple. You've seen how so many people are suffering because of your actions. You can end all that right now and have everything you ever wanted at the same time.
And what exactly do you want from me for that to happen? Nolan piped up, his dry tone sounding odd in his newly youthful voice.
Give up your allies. This gang that's been causing havoc around the city. Come and work with us. We can set you up with whatever career you'd like, and you can keep it for as long as you want, just as we do. And all the animosity between us can end.
Every bone in my body balked at the suggestion of becoming like them in any way. I wanted to hear every detail they'd offer, though, in case we could use anything in the fight against them. What would you do to the Skullbreakers?
They seem to center their activities around you. I expect if you step aside, they'll be much easier to contain.
And you're saying you'd make all those kids better again? They'd completely recover?
They were only ever ill because of your actions.
I didn't do anything to the kids and you know it. You made them sick to get back at me.
See it however you like. Do you want to spare them or not? You know how far we can go, and how much power we wield beyond anything you and your ruffians are capable of. You're never going to win. Why are you holding on to this grudge while so many children suffer by your hand?
Are you going to stop the rest of the stuff you're doing to the kids like them? You've been messing them up for longer than I've even been alive.
I don't know what you're talking about. Any associations we've had with the people in those towns have solely been for drawing the necessary resources to keep our legacy going, and satisfying what urges need addressing. The most vital energies come from youth, but we've never taken too much. We've never done any harm. We don't take things that far.
So that was why they were targeting kids, because the energy the Gaunts could draw from their young bodies was the best for maintaining their magic. I guess that made a sort of sense given that a lot of the family's magic went into keeping their spirits eternally alive from host to host. Still, I had to snort in disbelief. Did she honestly buy her own story? I didn't know whether the energy they seemed to harvest from the kids hurt them any in the long run, but did she think somehow there were levels of molesting that were acceptable just because they had some perversions to address? Any amount was too far for the people they'd messed with. I'd witnessed the emotional harm done in my sister and in every other person I'd freed from the marks. If the Gaunts' repeated passage from adult bodies to juvenile ones had warped their proclivities toward youth in every area, then that was just one more sickening way their domination over this community had polluted it. Either you're lying or you're nowhere near as smart as you seem to think you are. I've seen the effects of your legacy all over town. I felt it when you stole 7 years of my life to cover up your dirty secret. And now you think I want to be a party to that sick behavior?
We've made you a generous offer. You should think twice before throwing it back in our faces. Having observed you in action, we'd prefer to work with you to keep this all simpler. Having another ally who understands where we're coming from could benefit all of us. But if you insist, we'll have to enforce our authority the hard way.
The threat chilled me, but I couldn't see any way to get around it. I wasn't going to give the Gaunts control over my life, and I wasn't going to buy into their psychotic philosophy. Nolan had said I was never going to win, but they wouldn't be making this offer in the first place if they weren't afraid that I could, would they? They were worried how much they might lose if the battle continued. That meant even they believed we had a chance of stopping them completely. Then make it hard. Just know that you'll take the fall for every kid who dies under your spell. You have no idea how many cards we have left to play.
We'll see about that.